Hello, hello, Keisha. How-
How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Where are you tuning in from? Share with us.
I'm tuning in from Puerto Rico. So
Oh,
yes, it's a lot of fun here, a lot of sun. It's very hot.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
hot where you are.
But also a very hot place, but different, right? I think you're more humid, I would assume. I don't
It's very humid. Yes, definitely. Yeah, my hair feels it every day.
know. Me too. So tell us a little bit about you. Share with us.
Okay. All right. So again, my name is Keisha, and I've been with Amy's program now. I've just completed my 6 months. And prior to that, I've been transitioning from a marketing career, a 25-year marketing career, into the spiritual healing and coaching space. And so Amy has really helped me with that transition in a lot of ways that I'm sure we'll get into.
Oh, awesome.
And I should say I have a son, and he's 8 years old.
Yeah, yeah. We've met him. And he always listens, right? On our call.
Oh my gosh, yes, he does. And he was wanting to jump in, and he has a good points, but I said, no, stop jumping.
I think it's so awesome that when we're learning, and then people around us, right, listen in
Yes,
and learning as well.
that's
So
right. Yes, he's always paying attention, and but it's really nice to be able to share some of the lessons that I'm learning with him. So it's like it's not just me healing and learning and growing, but also for my child. So I love that.
absolutely, and you're starting him young.
Yes, exactly. He's gonna be a wizard by the time he's
Right?
gonna be a master manifester by the time he gets older. So.
Oh man, I'm sure. Imagine that.
Exactly.
So yeah, so share with us, Keisha. So like, how was your life like before the mentorship?
Yeah, well, actually, when you and I met, it was a little bit in shambles, honestly, going through a lot of major life transitions. And, I'm still going through them to some degree, but I'm a lot farther down the road. But I think that I was more uncertain about the next steps and how to effectively transition from one world of work into another world of work. And so, Amy, you really helped me make that transition, but also identify my worthiness in this other reinvention of myself. And I think that was key, because for so long my spiritual healing business and work was more of a side hustle. And it was
Mhm.
something that I did for pleasure on the side with like friends and family. And I had gotten to the point where I had a few clients, but I didn't feel like because I had invested as many years into that as I had into my marketing career, that I almost deserved high pay in that. So, or even that I deserved someone to sign on for an 8-week program with me. Like I was questioning, could I really teach them something that was transformative?
Absolutely. And Keisha, it's exactly what was the mental block, right? Exactly.
Yeah, yes, exactly. Yeah, it was all really around worthiness. And now, you know, with you, I've been able to, even the one-on-ones that I do, I've been able to more than double what I was charging. And that is amazing. And it's just the shift in my mindset.
Absolutely, right? Because
Yeah.
you're and you've been helping people, Keisha. You've been helping people, right?
Yeah.
But it's block in your mind that, like what you're saying, right? Comparing to your previous career, that you
Mhm.
didn't feel worthy of receiving. But at the end of the day, right? The self-worth is you. It doesn't matter what you do, it's who you are. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. And then also there was the worry about attracting clients to me that were willing to pay for what I was now believing that I was worth. And then I did that. And so, and Amy kept saying, okay, no, charge higher, charge more. And I'm like, I don't I don't know that I can, but even that was also so there have been these like incremental mind shifts that I had to go through that has gotten me at the point where now I'm at a place where I'm looking at things and I'm like, I think I can support my family and my expenses with the healing work now. And I didn't believe that that was possible 6 months ago, for sure. I mean, for 6 months ago, like I said, because of my life transitions, because of the transition with my careers, literally I was on the floor when I met Amy. And literally. And so first, before we commenced with work, she had to do a bit of like inspirational talking and some pepping up before I was able to get to the point where I could receive even shifting my mindset, because life was weighing down on me so heavily. But I'm grateful for those moments, because now I can share from a place of being healed and having gone through what a lot of my clients now have experienced. And so like now my healing is much more powerful.
Absolutely. Oh my God, that was so beautiful what you said.
Thank you.
As coaches, we know, right? A lot of times we personally went through a lot of experiences. We learn now, it's like, it actually wasn't for us only. It was so that we share, right? Like the only reason how I was able to print out the self-worth, because I went through that myself. Exactly.
Yes.
Okay. So I know how I can help you.
Yes. Yeah. I see this. I identify this. Yeah.
Right?
Yes, absolutely. So yeah, it was, looking back, the version that I was before, I wouldn't want to be that version of myself anymore. So I call myself the Keisha 2.0. And so, so I am grateful. I wouldn't recommend the path that I had to take for anyone, but yet I've arrived, and a little bit more to go, but yet I'm just so much farther. And so I'm so grateful, and I'm grateful to you too, Amy. Thank you. I think that when I forget where the quote originated, but I know that they say when you're ready, the universe will conspire to get you what you want and what you need. And like Amy and I, we were in another group together, and we crossed paths once, I think like a year prior. And then all of a sudden, Amy reached out when I was having my hardest moments, and she's like, hey, you want to jump on the call? And literally, when you and I jumped on the call and you were saying what you could help me with, it was a full body yes for me. I just didn't know how I was going to be able to kind of pick myself up and put these things in action. And but yet I'm grateful for the call, because it was kind of like what I needed when I needed it. And I couldn't see a way, and I kept thinking, if only I can make this transition. I just really don't know how. And I had some things in place, but I couldn't. I needed a bridge, and you were the bridge. So I'm grateful for that.
Goosebumps, Keisha. Because I remember I reached out to you and said, I was thinking about you. I was really thinking about you. That's why I reached out. And,
yeah.
But we know it wasn't random, right? And
right.
the another reason why I knew I could help you, because I myself did the transition, right? I went from stage, I went into coaching, exactly what you're wanting to do. So I can definitely show you.
Yes, it was perfect. And I had built this outline for a course 2 years prior, I think, maybe like at the time when you reached out, Amy, maybe like a year and a half prior. And I built this whole outline, and I had the title and everything, and I knew what I wanted to do. And I think maybe there was a part of me that believed that it's a transformation course specifically for women. And if I'm honest with myself now, looking back, I might have hesitated with trying to get it out there, because maybe I didn't believe that I could bring the transformation for women. So it was like everything was there except for the belief. And so like with Amy, you pushed me into, okay, it's time to launch. So it was kind of like the skeleton was there, the bare bones was there, and I just wasn't launching because I didn't have that belief. But that was the beautiful thing. I launched even though I wasn't in full belief. But you had enough belief for the both of us. And I think because it's like you had been there. And so like I was telling my son this the other day, and the point of this story is to go scared, like do it scared. And then eventually the confidence will follow.
Yes. That's why it's called faith, right? You jump first and then you'll see the net, right? Yeah. But most people, it's so hard to see that because people is like, oh, I'll do it when I believe it, right? I'll see it when I believe it. I'll jump when I see the net. But it's like, no, you got to jump and then you'll see the net. But it's people, that's why faith comes in, right? That's why understanding is so important because most people are so scared to jump if they don't see the net because it's illogical, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I think that's the other thing, with this whole course, it's like we are working in the metaphysical in a sense. So we are working on our realities by working on the unseen. And that's what it's all about. And it's like, how do you cultivate the unseen to bring it here into the now? And that's what we're doing. And it's like, I'm getting better and better and better at it. And it's like, even the client I had the other day who paid for my package. And let me even say that with Amy, I worked on one package and I was selling one course. And then I had this woman show up who said, I know you're my teacher and I want like a variation on the package. Like I want to learn how to heal and I want to heal and also be healed. And so I want you to be my teacher in that way. And that wasn't quite what my original course was about. So it was like, talk to Amy and it's like, she's like, okay, go for it. So then now I have this other offering that just seemingly manifested out the blue, but we know that that's not the way things worked, right? And so it's like me putting into my own vortex the things that I wanted. And so then she said to me, so I'm like, I've been passed along. So like now she's passing me my third client in this program that I didn't even advertise for. And she's like, hey, another person's going to be contacting you. And I mean, these programs are a couple grand, and it was like this time last year, I didn't believe that I could demand, I think the first pricing was like $1,000. And even that was beyond my belief. I was like, I can't get $1,000. And then after I went through that program successfully with a few women, Amy says, okay, look at what you're offering. You're healing people. So I'm doing 2 times a week, healing people, and I'm doing coaching. And you're like, no, you need to charge more. And so then I doubled it. And now like people are just, it's just a few people so far, but like they're just writing checks, no questions asked. And I'm like, wow.
Accept the idea, Keisha. You see, we had to accept the idea in our mind and then it will come, right? Yes. That's
yes.
Right? We didn't accept the idea because of self-worth and because we didn't believe in ourselves, right? Or because of our circumstances, right? But this is you. This is who you are. This is Keisha. This is who you are, right? Doesn't matter all that experiences. This is who you are.
Yes. Yeah, and I love that because now it's like I'm about to try to really buckle down and grow my community, but it is amazing how it's still growing without me doing anything except for, like my visualization practices and my meditation. And I'm growing it that way too. So like, Amy gave this clue to me to say, hey, see, when you visualize every morning, see the amount of people on your Zoom, see the little boxes across the screen. And so every morning I visualize. So I do my meditation and then I do 5 minutes of visualization and I'm like bringing in, I'm envisioning abundance coming to me. I'm envisioning money coming to me. And then the last thing I do is I'm scrolling through my screen and I'm seeing all the women and the people and the boxes of them on my Zoom in my course. And it's like, people are reaching out. In fact, one of my clients reached out and I need to think about this because now I'm also realizing my boundaries per Amy. And so like she said to me, hey, I'm redoing the whole structure of my program, which is like a physical detox program. And me and my partner believe in what you do so much. We want to build you into our offering. We believe every client of ours should have a healing with you. And so how can we structure that if you're interested? And I'm like, it's amazing. So now though, I'm at the point of discernment. So I said that I'm not going to do a lot of one-on-ones. I want impact. I want to help people in groups. And so, you know, Amy's telling me that, okay, you're manifesting from where you are. And since I'm in this point of transition, and I'm also transitioning in the spiritual business from doing the one-on-ones to the group, because I want to maximize the impact. There's part of me that still has that vibration out there that, you know, I can do it one-on-one. So it's like, you know, I have to make decisions now, but I'm so grateful that I have the decisions to make, you know, because they said to me, we have 20 something clients and we want them all to come to you. And I'm like, whoa, you know, I'm incredibly grateful for that. You know, can this work in a way that I foresee and vision my future with this work?
Absolutely, absolutely. So you and I will have to talk after this, okay? I have
exactly. Sure.
But I love it. Look at how much you've manifested, Keisha. Like that's why I love these calls. It's because like, wow, even though it was what, 6 months, 7 months?
Yeah.
Look at how far you've come.
Yeah, it's been amazing, and it's been a blessing, and I feel more validated, excuse me, and just powerful or empowered. You know, I feel more. So now I feel like even though times can get tough, I have 2 modalities to fall back on. It's almost like I can't fail because now I have the secret, right? The secret to success, and that is me, and that is my thoughts, and that is how I view the world, and how I believe in myself, and how I can bring that inside of me out. And that's the work that I'm doing with my clients too. It's like all of this at the end of the day, and this is so timely, you know, that I met Amy when I did, because I had to do some real work on me and me, the relationship with me, and my own understanding of me. And so that's what you helped me do. And that's what I can do now for others in a real way, in an authentic way. Before I had it down on paper, but I hadn't lived it. And so now I've lived it and I've practiced it. And I know I can bring that transformation for others. So thank you, Amy.
Oh my God, Keisha, like I have not, it's hot outside, right? But because I'm watching this woman like blossom into who you are, you know, like I honestly, I was just like, oh man, like this is awesome. Like presence in you do, right?
Thank you.
And you know, we were just, all we needed was some belief in you, in yourself. And that's it.
The belief, and then also like, then you start to get the clarity on who you really are. Because for many years, I've been wanting to be on stages, and I felt like maybe I couldn't demand that, or maybe I couldn't hold that space, or maybe I had nothing to say. And it's funny because like this woman said to me, because I do sound healing as well, and she said to me the other day, in which I shared with you, hey, can you come and do a sound healing party for me and my friends? And it just hit me differently. And it was like, no, I don't know. It wasn't insulting. It was what I had offered, but yet it wasn't in alignment. And Amy, I shared with you, and I'm like, I don't know what it is that fell out of alignment, except to say that I feel bigger than that. And I have something more to say. I have something more to share. And like, I'm going to shift worlds. And I don't think it's through me playing the bowls, although that is something, yes, that I can do. And that is something that, you know, maybe I'll share in some of my offerings, but no, I'm bigger. I need to be more expansive, and I need to live into that expansion in a way that feels authentic to me. And so, no, I'm no longer that. I'm no longer this small thing. Like, I'm this big thing now, and I can't do the small pieces anymore. So
Honestly, Keisha, is exactly even before you were talking about the speaking, like you were
yeah.
sharing, I was already, man, you should be on stage. Honestly, that's what I was you're saying. I'm like, oh man, we're picking up the frequency.
Thank you. It's been a dream, but it was so like far removed. I felt like it was. And then I went to the Hay House conference like a few months ago, and I made sure that I did VIP everything, right? Because we need to manifest who we believe ourselves to be. And then, so now I'm VIP. So I'm sitting in the front row of everything, and I can touch the stage. And I actually went and took a picture of me on the stage, because I'm like, it didn't feel far away now. It felt like next year I'll be here. Like, and I was like, before I was in the back of the crowd, now I was in the front of the crowd, and then I'm going to be on that stage next. And so now I believe that, and I feel it. So
yes, I'm getting goosebumps. So we know it must be resonating, man.
Thank you. And thank you. And it's a large part due to you. And I thank you for like excavating like my true self from within me. And I know it was a combination of like, you just came at the right time. And it was like, God said, because I do believe in God, that I was knocked down in several ways in my life. And it was like, I needed to go on this journey that I did not want to go on. But he's like, I'm going to equip you with some guides who are going to help you along the way. And then Amy's like, hey, I've been thinking about you. And I believed it. And it was like, we only met once. And when you wrote, and I never forget, because I'm like rolling around in my bed crying, and I see this text and it's like, hey, I've been thinking about you. And I'm like, I knew that it was true. And so anyway, I don't want to get emotional, but thank you.
Oh, that's so sweet. That is just, yeah, so sweet. Yeah. So happy.
Yeah.
This is only the beginning. Yeah. This is
yeah, it is. Yeah. It is. So, I'm grateful because now I have a coach, but I have a friend too. So, and I think, our stories are going to keep connecting. So I'm grateful for that too.
Absolutely. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, no, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. So I mean, you share a lot. So just to finish off, for the people that might be watching this and then thinking about, if they should just invest in themselves, any words of encouragement for them?
Yeah, I think that there's no price tag to the investment in yourself. And it's like, honestly, with you, Amy, I didn't know how exactly, I didn't know what the price tag was, number one. And, but it was a yes. And I couldn't explain why. It was just like a knowing. And like, I didn't, and then once I understood what the price tag was, I was like, all right, this will come. And like, that is even part of what you teach. It's like, do you want it or not? It's not about having the money or not. It's about the wanting of it. Did you make a decision that you want it? And I did. So that was a yes. And then Amy's like, okay, we'll work from there. And we were able to work it out. And so, I'm grateful. So it happened as it should. But yeah, I think that like now having gone through it, I can't quantify what this experience has given me And especially from such a tender time. And also I knew that I could trust you, Amy, because when I was crying and down and out, you didn't try to push anything on me. You saw me as a person first, and you're like, okay, check out these resources. I think you stayed on the phone with me for an hour at first, and you're like, okay, let me give you some words of encouragement. And then here's some resources that I think will help with where you currently are. And then let's check in a few months. So I think, so I think we waited like 3 months until I was in a better state and I could receive what you were saying. And I tried to receive what you were saying at one point. Remember, I said, oh, no, I'm ready because this is what I've been wanting. And then like, and then I like broke down again and you're like, no, I think you need more time. I'm sensing from your emotional breakdown that perhaps you need a little more time. and it was, yeah, the next time was the right time for sure. So,
Nice.
yeah.
Oh, fine timing. Yeah.
Yes, for sure. So it happened as it should. And so yeah, there's no price tag for it. So I'm just grateful.
And for you, seriously, I'm so grateful to see you blossom, because when I met you, I saw this powerful woman, right? Like, exactly, like I saw myself, right? Like, no idea how powerful she was, So, and I'm like, oh, I need to just poke her and then, put her out. So she could see how powerful she really is.
Yeah. No. So thank you. Thank you.
So it's only the beginning, and then I will definitely love to invite you to come back and share with us more manifestation down the line.
Yes. I need to get a tissue, so I don't know if you need to crop this out or not, but let me do that.
Yeah, that's okay. I wanting to. We'll go ahead and stop. It's okay because my VA is gonna. Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know if my nose was running in your shot or not. I'm trying to